It's people who own guns who are quietly sitting on those guns, and those guns might end up being the weapons of the destruction of a community because they get in the hands of some kid who decides that they like what they see on television and they want to act that way. So this is about just basically saying that we're going to require responsible behaviors among everybody in the community, and just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible and safe in the way you conduct your affairs.
Hey, as you can see, she's going to try to use executive orders to take away our constitutional rights. As you can see in my thumbnail, the Second Amendment cannot be infringed on by anybody. The Constitution does not give me rights. It protects the rights that I have given by God. And if Kamala Harris gets in office, she thinks she's going to write an executive order to take away my right to bear arms, have people come into my home to check on my gun supply, when I am a legal rifle gun owner. That is embarrassing and crazy. And y'all gonna still vote for us. Well, some of y'all out there. Not us lovers of God. But I must say, ooh-wee, this is gonna be a fun election. So, as always, hey, welcome to Dino Reacts. This is the place where we take our ignorance to excellence. And right here we have a video by Elon Musk describing who Kamala really is, and then after that, we have a quote from Dr. Umar Johnson about what Kamala is going to do when she gets in office. Get out there and vote, folks. It's very important. And as always, let's get after it. Yeah, somebody told me this commercial is wild, so let's go.
Harris. Let's get one thing crystal clear. The vast majority of American men have no issue with electing a female president. Our issue lies solely with you. You were second in charge of California for 13 years.
As California's Attorney General, Harris promoted enforcement of a law that allowed prosecutors to seek jail time for parents of truant kids.
As a prosecutor and law enforcement, I have a huge stick. So I decided I was going to start prosecuting parents for truancy.
I thought that was crazy. I was like, how can you lock parents up?
If you don't go to school, Kamala's going to put you and me in jail. Yes, we achieved intended effect.
I swear to God, dude, that look on her face is so, like, demonish. That is not cool. That is... I don't know how any sane mother could see that and think that that is normal. Really? Did you see that? What the hell's going on here, man?
I opened the door and I see at least 7 or 8 cops that wanted to arrest me. As a matter of fact, they did.
And frankly, you know the prosecutors in my office who volunteered to do this? My homicide prosecutors, my gang prosecutors. And they went over there and I said, when you go over there, look really mean.
She had me arrested and prosecuted because my handicapped daughter was sick in the hospital and had missed some days of school.
I learned that with the swipe of my pen, I could charge someone with the lowest level offense. That person could be arrested. They could lose time from work and their family maybe lose their job. They'd have to come out of their own pocket to help hire a lawyer. They'd lose standing in their community.
I lost my job and couldn't pay rent.
Do you hear how she's saying that? With the swipe of my pen. This is you can't be playing with people's lives like that. Seriously, that tone is so maniacal, right?
And we got evicted.
Weeks later, I could dismiss the charges, but their life would forever be changed.
I became homeless.
Ruined.
We had to move into a motel.
All because of the swipe of my pen.
I don't agree what Kamala Harris did to my mom. And I don't agree with what she's done to other parents as well.
You were second in charge of the United States for 4 years.
If anything, would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years? There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Inflation is hitting the highest level in 39 years. A record high number of illegal crossings.
Crime's been surging across the nation.
Huge spikes in homicide.
Could we be heading toward World War III?
After 17 years of failed leadership, you are now asking us to trust you as first in charge of our country.
I am concerned and focused on big issues. Elementary and middle school truancy is actually a big issue. If we're trying to save the state money.
Because of truancy, California public schools lose $1.4 billion a year in funding.
I want money.
My message to all Americans, do not trust Kamala Harris.
As men and protectors of women and children, you are simply a risk we are not willing to take.
Paid for by.
Jesus Christ. Well, I did not expect for that to be the commercial. That is heinous. Now, just for the record, man, just bear with me. Can't you have somebody that thinks like that as your president with the swipe of my pen? First, she wants to do executive orders against the Constitution. Now, she's willing, with the swipe of her pen, to just ruin other people's lives. And she also got, as she said, the homicide detectives and attorneys to agree with her. So who knows who's inside this camp that is willing to do the bidding of this evil person? You know what I'm saying? There was one thing I said, I would always wish upon Kamala Harris, like, good health under the grace of God. But if that's her current attitude towards parents, then that's devilish, ma. That's just pure evil. There ain't nothing really good about that. I'm saying, if you think that I'm wrong by looking at this and thinking Kamala has some type of evil intentions, go down in the comments and we can have this talk down there. But this commercial did not make her look good at all. And if this is making its rounds around the internet, whew, buddy, no bueno. Let's look at this clip from Dr. Umar Johnson.
If Kamala Harris wins, we really gonna catch hell. You know why? She gonna make us pay for everybody who exposed the fact that she was never black. Do you feel me? She has a grudge and an axe to grind. Black people ain't getting shit if Kamala Harris get elected. You weren't gonna get it anyway. Stay with me. Yeah. But it was a neutral neglect. You feel me? That would have been thank you. It would have been a benign neglect. Now it's a spiteful neglect. I'm gonna get you ninjas back for exposing the fact that I was never black. Black people ain't gonna get nothing, but black people ain't getting nothing structural. The Democrats are clear. Their whole future is all about the immigrants to replace black.
Ooh, buddy. Now, I gotta say I agree with that. Like, I completely look into the Great Replacement Theory, and it completely happening. Because right now there has been an alarming Great Awakening. And that Great Awakening completely came from, like, what's happening currently between multimedia and our ability to research things from ourselves. The powers that be are not dumb. I bet they might be evil, but they are not dumb. And they definitely have taken the time, and this is like during Barack Obama's presidency, to realize that America was going to have a great awakening. Donald Trump, all he did was expedite the process by getting us to wake up a little bit sooner. So that's why during the Biden-Harris administration, they flooded the country with so many illegal immigrants and did not push the LGBT agenda upon them, because they knew that they needed those people to repopulate the planet after they have already pushed abortion on most of the liberal populace of women. They pushed the abortion on them and the complete neglect of family just to usher in a whole new migrant group of families to take on that role, because they knew that once we woke up, our votes would pretty much go conservative, which is actually happening right now. Like, even with the current presidency, I'm almost sure that Donald Trump would win in a landslide, but there's 20 million votes from illegals that are going to be harvested in this country. And with the Department of Justice, Merrick Garland's Department of Justice completely suing any conservative state or any state and Supreme Court system in general that's trying to enact any type of voter laws, I know it's going to be very interesting, this election. We're going to have to wait till after midnight, 3 a.m. to see how many votes just all of a sudden appear for Kamala Harris. And then on top of all that, across the country, they've been burning ballot boxes. And they've never once said what county those ballot boxes are being burned in. Not even once. So at least I hope that the people that there had to be some information on, or people are smart enough to understand that if that ballot box was there closed, to go down there and vote in person. This election is going to be serious, and there's a lot more at risk because what Kamala Harris said about the swipe of her pen is very alarming if she ever has the chance to get executive orders. Presidential executive orders are something that's completely interesting to me because they circumvent the act of the House of Representatives and the Senate. And if she uses executive orders to subvert the Constitution at any point, who's going to stop her? I hope it's the Supreme Court if they have that type of power. But I've been watching a lot of media, and there are a lot of sheep in this world. There is a whole lot of people that follow blindly for a paycheck. They have no ounce of patriotism in them. All they have is survival. And that truly makes me nervous. But as I've shown here in these clips and commercials, we know who the true greatest threat to this country is. And it's not Mr. Donald J. Trump. America, we got a big choice to make. Get out and vote. 2024.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, everybody, for watching Dino Reacts. And if you like my content, like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, chef's kiss.